I have a lot to say about video games, and I've wanted to make a channel dedicated to the medium for quite some time now, but finding a decent way to record older games has proven to be a huge pain in the ass. However, I finally have a way to do it with the quality and efficiency that I want. I'm going to show you how I do this, and hopefully it'll help you out too, but first I'm going to tell you about the little bit of hell I had to go through to get as far. So the first thing I did was buy myself an HD PVR, which was a big fucking mistake. So I had it set up and I started recording, and everything seemed fine at first, you know, I was happy with it. That was until I stopped using it to record ego-driven little things, such as this clip of me making it to rank Tekken Lord in Tekken Tag 2. BOOM! You kicked that pensioner! And instead decided to record for longer periods of time. And by longer periods of time, I mean about 5 to 6 minutes. But the fucking thing started to skip, and sound would lag seconds behind the actual footage. So I figured I could just fix it in editing, so I record for even longer, and I figured out that every 5 minutes the same thing would happen. And recording for an hour meant that the sound would lag like 10 minutes behind or something. So I couldn't even sync it up without cutting the audio up every 5 minutes or so. It was a bit of a disaster. So I figured maybe it's because the footage is in HD, so I get myself an RCA cable and start recording SNES and PS1 footage. But nope, the exact same thing would happen, so alright, whatever, I'm done trying by this point. Bear in mind my computer was so old at the time it started to develop a taste for fucking doilies. It was running on Windows XP, so yeah, I was due an update. So that's exactly what I did. I get a brand new computer fresh off the shelf and I figure I'll give the PVR another go. The computer is well capable of running the thing. And guess what? Exactly the same thing happened. So whatever, I thought fuck it, I'm just going to use it anyway, and I somehow managed to make a few little videos with it. Finally I felt it was a little more competent. I was somewhat happy with the PVR. And then it died. Yeah. So you know what I did? Bought another one. A second-hand one for about 45 quid. I go to use it and guess what? It won't record. What the fuck? The blue light comes on, so I know there's power going into it. So I unplug it from the TV stand and I plug it where my computer is, this time using a new AC adapter that came with the newly bought PVR, and weirdly it worked. So what the fuck? What was the problem? Was it the plug? Well, it couldn't have been the plug, because when I plug in the old AC adapter, the blue light still appears. So I looked it up online, and yes, it was the AC adapter. It had burnt out. And even though that was the case, the fucking PVR still produced a little blue light for some reason. So yeah, me being the thick cunt I am, I just spent 45 quid on a fucking AC adapter. Brilliant. Thanks PVR. Fucking standard of efficiency. Whatever, so much time passes and I start on a new project, this time a Spyro the Dragon video, and I gave up. I figured all this editing, trying to sync the sound in place and cutting out all the frame skipping, it was too much trouble for what it's worth. So I mess around with the software properties, the software that comes with the PVR that is. I make sure it's running correctly for Windows 8. I tried downloading other capture device software which concluded with similar results. What a piece of shit. So with all this messing around I eventually got it recording at 20 minutes at a time, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to sync the sound perfectly. It got to the point where I updated all my drivers. Yeah, that was like a last resort. By this point I felt like I was giving the fucking thing the kiss of life. By now I decided I can't even record my Xbox One footage with the thing anyway, because it doesn't have an HDMI port. Yeah, it took me that long to get the thing close to decent that it became obsolete, like a fucking Rage Comics meme or something. Bottom line, the PVR was a big waste of money, the pair of them. In fact, I'd go as far as to tell them to go fuck themselves, but I'm scared they'd breed, and I've got enough of them as it is, so. Maybe the PVR works for you, and if it does, then I'm happy for you. Maybe it's just a matter of luck, some people get it, some people don't. Or maybe it's more like a developing tumour, who knows. Anyway, I decided to finally get rid of the PVR and get myself an Elgato HD 60, and that was the end of that, thank God. Just as a little side note, if you ever see cables that look anything like this, just don't buy them. Finding a way to display the game on both the TV and the Elgato software proved again to be a pain in the ass. These just don't work, no matter how many times I tried. They are awful. They don't even look real, they look like fucking factory defects or something. Just fuck them. So, now all that shit's out of the way, here's how I record brilliant footage, which will inevitably become an irrelevant standard when 4K gaming becomes the norm. I just love technology. Here's the list of things I use. Obviously there's the TV, the computer and the console, in this case the console being a PS2. I also use a PS2 RCA cable, 2 regular RCA cables, an RCA splitter with 4 inputs and 2 outputs, which I bought for about 20 quid off eBay, an RCA to HDMI converter, Remember, if using this video as a tutorial or whatever, you need the input to be RCA and the output to be HDMI. Just letting you know, because there are vice versa versions and you could accidentally end up buying the wrong one. And lastly, the Elgato HD60. Wow, this is a mess. I actually had to write this down so I didn't confuse myself with all these fucking cables. Anyway, oh yeah, there's the HDMI cable as well. So, to cut it short, get the PS2 and plug in the RCA cable for it. Plug the RCA cable from the PS2 into the splitter. Then, plug in one of the regular RCA cables into the splitter and into the TV. Then plug the other RCA cable into the RCA to HDMI converter. Then plug into that the HDMI cable, and plug the other end into the Elgato. And then the Elgato, plug that into the PC using the USB cable. Also make sure it's plugged into a 2.0 USB port, otherwise it lags. And there we go. Now you can record whatever the fuck you want. Thanks for watching.